Ah, the Downs. Hope we're not going anywhere for a while.
Is this horse racing?
Hang on. Let's watch and see which one wins.
This is the best use of robots I've ever seen. I mean, who knew they could be so much fun?
Now this might be a nice place to win a few caps.
Put your money on Black Velvet. That pony's gonna win for sure.
At least someone's taking care of those bots.
Now this is funny.
The robotics division did something like this once.
This is an astonishing waste of technology.
I say, General Atomic's finest reprogrammed as simple racehorses for bloody raiders? Appalling!
This must be where they work on the robots.
Looks like this is where they work on the robots. Might be something we can use in here.
So this is where all the magic happens.
Feels like we're walking into the back room of a butcher's.
Inside Easy City Downs.
While we're in here, maybe we could get a little inside information for placing our bets.
I wonder what would happen if we tinkered with some of these things.
Ah, the nerve center of this charade. Sir, I beg you to shut this place down.
Appalling. Look at these perfectly useful machines being wasted for the sake of sport.
What is it about empty tourist attractions that can be so haunting?
Huh. Looks like a pretty seaworthy craft hanging up there. I wonder why no one's taken it down.
That's a lovely view of the river. Must have been nice here before the world went to shite.
The city was in love with the water. There are boats and docks all over the Commonwealth.
Oh yeah, this place looks safe. How much longer do we need to stand here?
Walk with caution. This area looks structurally unsound.
Oh, can we take the tour?
Must have been a nice spot once.
I sailed the ocean for a few months, made it to Greenland. Crazy story, I'll tell you about it later.
They built the Mirelurks a damn ramp. Great.
Dangerous place to fight. Can't exactly flee into the ocean.
Awful quiet.
Perfectly nice houses and no one living in them. That's not a good sign.
Seem a little too quiet to you out here?
Something's not right. Where are the people?
This doesn't look right. Not right at all.
Where did everybody go? Used to be a small settlement here.
I don't like this. Something's not right here.
Keep your safeties off.
What a quaint little cul-de-sac. I wonder nobody seems to be home.
Strange. People were living here the last time I came through. Now, nothing.
I think the answers we're looking for are inside that house.
Looks like someone's fortified this house. We should check it out.
I'm guessing we won't find a welcome mat here.
Looks like someone's not interested in uninvited guests.
Well, well. What do you think they're hiding in here?
It might be a good idea to be on the other side of those defenses.
A silent neighborhood, a fortified homestead. This is how you start a good story. Or a horror novel.
Better in there than out here. Let's go.
Good place for a runaway synth to hide. We should look into it.
Let's check out that house. But don't let your guard down. It's fortified for a reason.
Sir, I'm picking up the sounds of a fairly large creature taking a snooze. Best be on the quiet side.
What is that noise? Oh, it is some sort of animal.
Listen. That's a deathclaw. Asleep. We need to be very, very quiet.
Shit. Deathclaw. Don't wake it.
Never caught a deathclaw sleeping before.
You want to find out if deathclaws are light sleepers?
Sweet dreams, you monster.
Oh God, I have to sneeze. No, got it.
Catching a deathclaw sleeping gives us a distinct tactical advantage.
Keep quiet, unless you want to wake up a deathclaw.
Sir, judging by my navigational sensors, we're now directly beneath Concord.
Enjoy lovely downtown Concord. Honestly, I might prefer this view.
Oh yeah. Trudging through here is much better than walking the streets above us.
If Concord's above us, what the hell are we doing down here?
So this is where that deathclaw came from. You remember? The one that attacked you outside the museum in Concord?
Centuries of sewer smell. Oh, I bet everyone back at HQ is jealous.
All right. Even for me, that's pretty disgusting.
Concord should be just above us. I'll bet the railroad uses these tunnels to move runaway synths.
This was the cradle of the American Revolution. Now, a super mutant larder.
This place used to be a market before the Great War. Now, I wouldn't eat in here if you paid me.
Oh, Fanuel Hall. It would be even better without all the intestines.
Really? You see why we don't attract tourists? Who wants to see the famous landmark covered in blood, right?
The hell are those nets for anyway? I don't think the meat's gonna escape.
Certainly gives new meaning to the phrase tourist trap.
Ah, this place smells disgusting. What the hell died in here?
Ugh. You could nuke this place a second time and you'd still never get that smell out.
I believe a Mr. Samuel Adams would be rolling in his grave to see the cradle of liberty littered with such atrocities.
Impressive structure. At least, it was.
Ah, a secret underground base. Right out of the old spy novel, wouldn't you say, sir?
Whoa. A lot bigger than it looked on the outside.
I think what we have here is a failure of intelligence. Would have been good to know about this.
Well. Looks like we stumbled into one of the government's dirty little secrets.
Well, could have fooled me.
How far down does this place go?
Look at all that. We should go into all the shacks now.
Interesting. More to this place than meets the eye.
An old surveillance center. It could have been concealed better.
I've heard of these places. Civilian on the outside, military on the inside.
This simply will not do. No kids will play here now.
This playground could be worse. I can't think of how right now, but trust me, it definitely could. A flooded town. The Commonwealth really can't catch a break.
So many disasters in the Commonwealth, and who will clean it up?
A lifetime of wet boots? No wonder folks abandon this place.
I don't expect this is what the former residents had in mind when it came to owning waterfront property.
Mirelurk's direct to your doorstep. Yeesh.
I hope all these people had flood insurance.
Nothing I love more than getting me boots wet.
This looks like Mirelurk heaven.
Amazing how the devastation from the war managed to change the water level in this town.
Won't be long till Mother Nature reclaims this one.
These structures won't be around much longer.
What the hell? Looks like at least one of those trains is still working.
Getting one of these antiques to run is quite an impressive feat of engineering.
Curious. I wouldn't think any of these old trains would still be running.
Looks like those things are getting power.
All aboard! Yeah, I know. I couldn't think of anything better. Hey, they can't all be gems, right?
I wonder where this train is headed. I doubt there's much track left for it to run on.
Oh, a choo-choo train. Maybe one day the tracks will be clear and we can take a trip.
Fat man shells. You know how much we can get for these.
The lair of the Fat Man. Nice. Who we gonna blow up?
Good lord. You could annihilate a city with all of this.
You telling me I've been using small arms for all these years while these have been just sitting here?
Ooh, McCready like Big Boom.
I hate to say it, but they're probably safer in our hands than out there in the wild.
That is a lot of death.
Oh my. Bit nerve-wracking, isn't it? Being around so many weapons of devastation.
Can you imagine these weapons in the hands of those super mutants?
All this ordnance lying around. Very dangerous.
We should take these shells. Better to have them in our hands than someone else's.
It's like it's me birthday, and you knew exactly what I wanted.
These boys must have had some pretty strict bylaws to need all this.
What exactly was the goal of this fraternity again?
They must be preparing for a fight.
Quite the weapons cache, sir. Could prove useful.
Do fraternal orders always carry such stockpiles?
Stock's in decent shape. Seems these boys knew how to pick their arms.
Take everything you can carry.
Load up. The railroad's always looking for more weapons and ammo.
This should help. Don't leave anything behind.
Want a fish head? Special sale, just for you!
Fish are an excellent source of omega-3.
Ah, General Atomics. Only the topmost quality in consumer robotics.
What's this? The king of the robots?
This was built to immortalize our robotic overlords. True story.
Guess they'd build a statue to anything back then.
This must have been built by the company that made those annoying robots.
General Atomics is certainly pleased with themselves for designing the Mr. Handy.
The Mr. Handy line really is quite magnificent, don't you think?
My name is Mr. Handy, tidier of things. Look upon this room I said I'd cleaned, and despair.
Can we get inside that thing?
Looks like someone was proud of themselves for building those robots.
We sent up a team to try to repair that robot, only to find it was hollowed out.
Oh, bowling!
Bowling. Sport of kings.
Bowling, huh? You know how to play?
I've heard of this sport. You're supposed to roll a ball down these lanes and knock over those pins. Weird.
Fancy a game, sir? Something tells me the bumpers are no longer available.
I've never understood this game. If the objective is to destroy the pins, why not just shoot them?
I would totally bowl, except I have a thing about bowling shoes. And I hurt my back. A lot.
I'd offer a game, but you probably can't calibrate your arm sensitivity. Now, can you?
My God. They were teaching the robots to bowl? So these were the men who doomed the world.
Still smells like cigarettes and stale beer in here.
I wish we had a recreational facility like this back at our headquarters.
What were they testing here?
Looks like some kind of robot training camp or something.
This must be where they tested the robots.
Nothing like quality assurance testing. Guaranteeing the finest products in the nation.
And people wonder why all the robots around are nuts. Garbage in, garbage out.
Huh. They actually tried to train Mr. Handies. Could have fooled me.
And this is where they taught the puppets to dance.
The finest robot slaves money could buy.
It seems likely that the robots at Grey Garden were produced here.
Now, if they could teach these things to sing Sweet Rosie O'Grady, I'd be impressed.
When these things learn how to program each other, that's where the trouble begins.
I'm sick of seafood.
Suddenly, I just lost my appetite for seafood.
It would be smarter to avoid confrontations with these creatures.
This isn't exactly the kind of stroll on the beach I was hoping for.
This is one lousy shortcut.
I remember when beaches used to be pleasant vacation spots. Now they're just Mirelurk breeding grounds.
Blue, if you're looking to commune with the Mirelurks, next time, count me out.
I like long walks on the beach as much as any other girl, but not with these lurks walking around.
I don't know why anyone would live near the ocean. Who knows what might crawl out of it?
This is GNN. So much fine journalism here.
Piper ought to see this place.
I can't imagine the rush this place felt when they got word of the first bombings.
This just in, world explodes. News at 11.
So many people dedicated to finding out the truth.
Nice setup for a bunch of mudslingers.
Wonder how many of these people stayed to report the news when the bombs started falling.
So this is a writer's pit? How the hell could anyone fight with all these desks in here?
Here's a news flash. Everyone died when the bombs fell. No one left to tell that story.
The Brotherhood finds the press to be a necessary evil. In times of war, propaganda is just as important as bullets.
What a meaningless life, pushing papers around all day.
Oh, imagine the view from here before all of this.
Dome's seen better days.
It was probably real nice before it was covered in glass shards.
Spared no expense, it would seem.
Well, this must have been a great place to relax. Before everything went to hell.
You feeling a draft in here?
Watch your footing. There are pieces of glass everywhere.
The old world must have been something else back in its prime.
Look at that. I hope it stays up there a few more minutes.
Would have been nice to have a spot of tea here back then, with all the natural light.
Some of this glass is still sharp. Be careful.
Grade A real estate here. Secluded, the crazy neighbors. Oh, and tons of radiation.
An actual Institute scientist lab. Oh, we must look everywhere.
Now that's a perfectly good waste of power armor.
It looks like one of them is chasing the other one. Must be a fight.
I wonder what they're doing. Racing, you suppose?
Haha, nice. I bet you'd like one of those suits.
All right, I don't say this often, but that is bad ass.
This is just about the coolest thing I've ever seen.
This is just like a movie. Soon will they break into song?
Now these boys know how to have some fun.
It's certainly the most benign use of power armor I've come across, that's for sure.
Those are some real flashy killing machines.
Hey, look. The old pool is full of tarberries. Ingenious.
Are they growing something in that pool?
Clever, using the pool like that.
Fresh tarberries.
Well, ain't that clever?
They used to make an amazing drink with tarberries at the combat zone. Tasted awful, but would knock you out after a few sips.
They're going to have a hell of a time swimming in there with all that foliage.
Repurposing this recreational facility as a hydroponics experiment was very resourceful.
It would have been nicer if this was still a swimming pool.
Come on in! The water's deadly!
One day we will find a proper swimming pool. But not today, I think.
This must be the clinic's storage. Bloody impressive, wouldn't you say, sir?
That's real blood. Interesting.
Huh. Some of this looks like it might still be good.
So this was either a blood bank or home to the laziest bunch of vampires.
Want to top off? I'm full on blood, but if you're a quart low, we can fix you up.
We should mark this location. Blood transfusions are useful in a variety of medical situations.
Warm, 2-century-old bags of blood. Lovely.
Blood bug paradise.
Maybe we should help ourselves. I know a few places we can unload the stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be tough finding anyone who trusts these blood packs. And who knows how long they've been sitting here.
If this blood's still viable, it would be quite useful to the Brotherhood.
The good old American military, destroying the world since 2077.
I wonder how this place missed getting hit during the war. Seems like it would have been a prime target.
All of these computers put together wouldn't match the processing power of one Institute terminal.
All this high-tech equipment, and they still couldn't figure out how stupid it was to push the button.
Some folks never lose their fondness for living in the basement.
This must be where all the top brass hung out while the soldiers were dying on the surface.
Fancy room for a bunch of soldiers.
Place is in surprisingly good shape, considering.
I wonder where all the soldiers went.
The equipment down here seems to be fairly intact. I wonder if any of it's still operational.
Sir, I dare say we're not alone here.
Did you hear that? Damn it. I think we're in trouble here.
Blue, I don't like this.
Hey, something's not right.
All right, the other shoe is about to drop.
I get the feeling we're being watched.
Watch yourself. Something's about to go down.
We're not alone here.
I don't like this. Not one bit.
Safety's off. We're about to have company.
Care to poke around a bit, sir? There's quite an abundance of stuff here that may prove useful.
These raiders had quite a stash. May as well help ourselves.
Decent salvage here. Most hardware stores are stripped to the studs.
No books here, although home construction has never been my area of expertise.
Some of this might be useful. We should take an inventory.
Good luck finding anything in here.
We could build ourselves a friend with all the stuff in here.
I know a few guys who could build anything out of these parts.
Gearhead heaven.
If you're looking to build something, this is the place to do it.
I'm surprised this place hasn't been stripped clean.
Ah, the old college square. To think this place used to be a hub of activity.
Must have been a lot of ferals to rip right through these raiders like that. Can't say I'm too sorry about it.
College Square. I was hoping some professors or even students would be here.
College Square isn't exactly the intellectual hotbed it once was.
Raiders used to be in this area. Can't say I miss them.
College Square, huh? You looking to become someone's dinner?
To have been in this place in its prime.
Ferals turned this place into a real shite house.
Damn ferals are coming out of every crack in the ground. An infestation that needs to be exterminated.
College Square used to be a raider stronghold. That was a long time ago.
Looks like these raiders became quite the feral feast.
Aw, did the poor raiders get eaten by ferals? For once, the ferals did something right.
Yum. Looks like the ferals had themselves a little raider feast.
We simply must study these feral ghouls more. Do they possess only animal cunning, or is there trapped inside some higher cognition?
This is where they decided to hide? If the ferals were looking for brains, it must have been a light meal.
Never wish a death like that on anyone.
It's hard to believe anything that was once human could do something like that.
Looks like the ferals did our job for us. Good riddance.
This must have been their fallback point. They should have reinforced it better.
Goddamn ferals chewed through these raiders like they were rag dolls.
Looks like the ferals are doing the exterminating for us. Always wanted me own robot drinking buddy.
I'm not looking to get set up, if that's why we're here. Besides, these aren't my type.
Such a reminder of the days before the war. Perhaps even I took things for granted back then.
If this is the home of tomorrow, I'll keep what I got. I'm good.
I don't suppose they have a spare sentinel bot we could pick up while we're here?
You can see glimmers of what they saw for the future here. So sad.
People do anything for themselves back then?
So, are these beyond repair or just lying in wait?
Careful. Some of these may still be working.
Feast your eyes on the height of man's decadence. How could mankind have allowed itself to become so lazy?
I'll have to mention this place in my next report. It's a perfect location for a scavenger team.
Feel like taking the high road? Huh? It appears that crane can get us there.
Looks like we could get up on the highway from here.
That crane is awfully high. We're not going up there, are we? Of course we are, because we're insane.
Human adaptability is quite marvelous. Using a crane as a road.
Gotta hand it to him. This is damn clever.
Where'd the gunners get the brains to build something like this?
Clever or not, that still looks dangerous to me.
Real technological advancement means making things smaller, not larger.
Going up?
How did a gang as stupid as the gunners figure out something so clever?
Impressive. I wonder if the gunners made this themselves, or murdered the original builders.
Another kiddie prison. Nice view, though.
What a perfect little studying spot this would have been back then.
Just imagine how nice this place would have been without all the cannibals.
All these books and not even a single issue of Grognak?
If there were so many pre-war libraries, why did those people end up making such foolish decisions?
Another bastion of knowledge. Lost to the ages.
All these books. All ruined now.
A single Institute holotape could hold all of the text in this library.
Perhaps one day we can make this a center of learning again.
How'd anybody get any sleep in here with all that damn light?
Another location to mark for the Brotherhood scribes.
Such a pleasant view. I wonder if whoever lived here ever took the time to notice.
I can see my house from here. Sorry, I always wanted to say that.
Wow. Look at the view from up here.
Let's just stay away from the ledge. I feel dizzy.
Think the water's deep enough to break the fall?
It feels like I can see forever from up here.
Not a big fan of the neighborhood, but it's one fine view.
We should get back down to the ground. Or better yet, beneath it.
City actually looks, well, kinda peaceful from up here.
This would be an excellent spot to establish a listening post. I'll have to make a note of that.
I don't even want to think about what these folks do with their sewage.
That crater's hot. Ferals are nearby, too. Maybe we can pick our way around it.
Another victim of the atomic age.
That must have been one hell of a blast. There's nothing left.
I wouldn't advise getting too close to that crater.
This place took a direct hit. Not much left.
Watch your step, sir. Don't want to topple in unexpectedly. And, of course, the crater comes with its own welcoming party of feral ghouls.
Oh, great. A new source of ferals. It's just what the Commonwealth needed.
Ferals. No surprise there.
You looking to join the Brotherhood of Ghouls? I ain't sure this is how it works.
Goodness, Blue, do you have a death wish? Let's get out of here.
A few well-placed grenades could clear out that crater with minimal effort.
A whole pack of feral ghouls. Or is it a herd? Or maybe a murder?
Yeah, there's the friendly neighborhood ferals. Hi, guys.
Sticking around here is a real quick way to earn, then lose an extra limb.
I'm thinking that coming down here isn't the best idea you've ever had.
Let's make sure that every single one of these ferals is eradicated.
It never ceases to amaze me just how horrible people can be to one another.
I don't think it was called the Hippocratic suggestion.
What the hell is wrong with these doctors? How could they just switch off their morality?
Okay, this is sick. Even by my standards.
The thought of what must have transpired here sickens me.
I shudder to think of what happened here. Mankind can be so cruel.
All in the name of good science.
This is some sick shit.
Bastards.
This was clearly a severe ethical violation. Maybe we should lodge a complaint.
I wonder what the doctors were hoping to learn.
This idiot was trying to pal around with a bunch of Mirelurks?
Do you think he was trying to tame them?
This idiot got what was coming to him.
You need to be more selective about your friend group, pal.
Nasty way to go.
I expect he'd wished he'd kept birds about now.
Looks like the hand that feeds them has become the food.
Dog meat. Don't get any ideas.
Trying to live with Mirelurks? That's insane.
Domestication of Mirelurks may be impossible. Interesting.
This civilian's efforts to befriend these Mirelurks was misguided and fatal.
I wonder what brought the roof down on this one.
Let's hope the rest of the roof doesn't get the same idea.
And now it's time for every Commonwealther's favorite game. Is it still structurally sound?
Careful. This whole place could come down.
This building's structural integrity has been compromised. I'd advise against the use of high explosives.
Better watch our step. More of the roof could fall without warning.
Once the shelves were stocked, and now all rubble.
I doubt they'd planned on this market being open air.
Oh, of course the cookie aisle had to be the one that got crushed.
Let me get my list out. Bread, eggs, and cilantro. You can never have enough cilantro.
I've been through my share of markets. Sometimes I get desperate and start looking for the cooking sherry. Know what I mean?